29th of May 2020 was greeted with a heart of thanksgiving, praise, worship and prayer to the Almighty God for the preservation of lives, especially that of Deltans, and for the innumerable blessings the state had witnessed in the face of daunting situations. 5 years down the line, there is so much to be grateful for. The SMART agenda of prosperity for all Deltans, which now has given vent to the blueprints of a stronger Delta vision, is a sure word of commitment by the governor and his dear wife towards building a safe, secured and prosperous state. In 5 years, Delta State has witnessed an avalanche of developmental strides backed up by humanitarian programs.
Behind every successful man, there is a woman. So Dame Edith Okowa, to me, is God sent. She's solidly behind her husband and also helping people in her own way.
For decades, humanity has continued to grapple with a large amount of social problems ranging from poor health condition, hunger, deprivation of basic amenities of life, and even in the case where these are available, it is grossly in short supply. In many societies today, daily, children are orphaned, women are widowed, babies are abandoned, and the sick die. Not many know what it means not to have food on their tables, nor clothes to put on, and worse still, to be homeless. The big question really is, who will cater for these ones?
In life, it's good for everybody to have that spirit of love for one another.
The answer to these outcries is love. Indeed, our society yearns for people who would make the world a better place. No doubt, governments across all levels have a responsibility towards its citizens, but it is quite unfortunate that these efforts have fallen short of addressing the many needs plaguing the human race. The Holy Bible even enjoined its followers to care for the poor and the less privileged in the society, as this is the essence of Christianity. James chapter 1 verse 27 says, "Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world." Dame Edith Okowa is one personality whose vision and passion is centered on changing the world around her with her substance. She has lived her life fulfilling this biblical injunction in every opportunity life presented to her, to the extent that her foundation, the O5 Initiative, is summed up in the five-fold ministry encapsulated in Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 to 36.
O5, changing the world, one person at a time.
O5 is a divine mandate from God, and our mission is we are going to reach out to people one person at a time. It's a chain process where the person that is affected or the person who benefits is able to reach out to his neighbor, the other neighbor reaches to the other. And by the grace of God, before the end of time, every person would have felt O5 initiative.
The O5 initiative has really impacted positively on Deltans. And I really want to thank her for having this kind heart towards the people.
Happy birthday to you. June 1st, 2020 marked exactly 5 years that the O5 initiative made its debut. A peep into what the journey has been so far is amazing. As First Lady of Delta State, Dame Edith Okowa has made it a tradition to celebrate her birthdays in the company of inmates of correctional centers and with other vulnerable groups. The 2020 edition, however, took a different dimension due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Today, We know what is going on in the nation and in the world. Because of COVID-19, we cannot go there to do anything. They will cook themselves. So what you have here are the items to be used to make food for them and their drinks.
God will continue to bless her for remembering all these prisoners, because they are helpless, some of them, but feeding them, giving them food, and making sure that they really eat the food is exceptional.
And it's something I want all of us, all those who are high up there in post-operation, to emulate, celebrating, thanking God for what God has done for you with the less privileged in society, with those who are going through one stress or the other, identifying with the downtrodden. I wish our God continuous blessing and protection over her and her family.
The Smart Delta crew followed up to some of the correctional centers to get a glimpse of how it fared.
She has really been supportive, and in commemoration of her birthday, she has also sent some of the items she normally sent to us yearly. And we know she's not here presently with us because of the COVID-19 issue, and we know her spirit is here with us.
Her Excellency, Dame Edith Okowa, she has always celebrated her birthday every year in all the 5 custodial centers in the state. She's not only a mother of the state, she is a mother of the nation generally. I say kudos to her.
Her Excellency deemed it fit to come and celebrate her birthday with the inmates of the correctional center in Ogwashuku and other correctional centers in the state. It's a very laudable achievement. Her good works has reached every nooks and crannies of the state.
Dame Edith Okowa. People in her shoe ought to have chosen places better off than this place, but she chose to take the less privileged. We, the youths, laudably appreciate her and pray that the good Almighty God will continue to bless her.
Today, testimonies of our gestures are manifest as the inmates look healthier, their lives renewed through Christian materials which she sends to them.
The wife of the executive governor of Delta State has been so helpful. She's a mother of all. Yearly used to organize and bring drugs that we share among the 5 custodial centers in the state. He bring them in large quantity, and that has helped getting the inmates in a good health. So she has been very, very useful to us.
She has made it a routine. For that, I would say is a vision that she has enshrined into the O5 initiative. And being an essential part of the project, coming to the prisons, they could bring food, they could bring clothing, but she decided to supply drugs that she counts it worthy that people should be in good health.
As part of the activities that preceded Her Excellency's 59th birthday, the O5 Kitchen, despite the many challenges of COVID-19 pandemic, reached out to several homes. Though the foundation could not roll out its drums and sumptuous meals, which has been the custom for children in the state, every 27th May, it however made available lots of food items and ingredients for cooking to all orphanages, who will also extend same gesture to children within their neighborhoods.
When I got the call that I should come and pick something for the children, I was so happy. I said I knew that Her Excellency, our love for the children is so much. It's a thing of joy, giving help to children. I mean, most of us, we are learning from her, so she should continue.
I'm so happy. I wasn't even expecting it because of the pandemic. I want to say may God bless Her Excellency for even remembering us today that the COVID-19 have taken over the whole world.
Throughout the length and breadth of the states, the echoes of Dame Edith Okowa's message continue to reverberate. In her words, if God has blessed you in any way, be a blessing to others. It is by the grace of God that we are living. Think of how to help others. And if you do not have the means, show love. It will go a long way.
For the past 5 years, she has embarked on projects that are mind-blowing. Number 1 is the sickle cell projects. call it the success story.
To see somebody this important, this senior, taking something this critical and this neglected to heart and forming an association around it and then driving to push to make sure that it's recognized nationwide. The initiative itself transcends Delta State.
She has really tried for Deltans because she has done a lot of work for them, most especially the orphanage, the less privileged, those that don't have homes, those that are sick in the hospital, the sickle cells and all. I wish to see her, at least have a handshake with her. Yes, because she's really a great woman. She's my mentor.
Even before she became the wife of the governor, she has actually done so much as far as putting a smile on the face of the downtrodden is concerned.
In 5 years, Delta State has witnessed an avalanche of developmental strides backed up by humanitarian programs for less privileged in the state. Worthy of mention here is the World Charity Day programs. Beyond rhetorics, the O5 initiative has impacted thousands of lives with payment of hospital bills of patients stranded in hospitals, ranging from surgeries, deliveries, and many more. One of such defining moments was the regular visits to Federal Medical Center, Asaba, as well as Mile 5 and Mile 6, a place many never knew existed until Dame Edith Okowa's Heart of Compassion located them.
I was discharged, but there was no money to go because I spent all I have. I haven't lost my job in the process. So when I heard about this O5 charity, I was a kind of doubting whether it would be possible because my bill was much. But thank God that the wife of the governor of Delta State, Her Excellency Edith Okowa, came and cleared my bill of about 717,150. A huge amount of money. I'm so happy, in fact, I'm short of words.
I don't go to supermarket, come back with the cloth, with everything. Free. When I never see money by self this year, Okowa wife and I bless me. God go bless her. Any place when he go, God go bless her in Jesus' name.
Over happy, say governor wife, come see my 5. He say, make them talk for this life. We don't expect them. But by God's grace, as she come today, come see us, come dash us something. We are very, very happy.
Our mother, the first lady of the state, she has really done a lot. I call her St. Teresa of her time.
It is not in doubt that the vision of the O5 initiative solely is God-given. As such, His grace has multiplied the extent of its impact in the lives of Deltans. The state indeed is still reaping the dividends of grassroots medical outreach carried out across the 25 local government areas of the state. These expressions of joy, happiness, and gratitude from over 25,000 beneficiaries, in addition to the numbers of their relatives, have remained evergreen.
Now because we are go before now 60,000 they say make I bring. I not get 1 naira take pray. I not get 60,000. So I said come. Now they just operator free of charge. Make God bless her.
I'm okay, very sound. I'm happy. More than happy. For good 5 years now I have not even seen this ground. But today now, Okowa and the wife have opened my eyes.
Her outstanding passion for the plight of the needy continues to play out glaringly, as not less than 44 orphanages and 5 adopted families across the state have consistently been fed by O5 Storehouse, especially on memorable days like the World Orphans Day annually.
The orphan child today can smile because you are there. The children with sickle cell anemia can smile because you are there. The sick who couldn't pay their hospital bills became freedom because you are there. What more can I say than to let you know that you are a living legend?
I've not seen a woman like this. Every orphanage, they are very happy about her. And they want her to continue. So that we'll be getting now. The share we eat. So I'm very happy for her.
Edith Okowa didn't just start this thing because she's the first lady of the state. She has been doing it even when she was a teacher. Though she picked from her school, here she was teaching. They are married and they have children now. And they are not even from Delta State. It is something God has put in her to do. Her coming to government has just helped her to expand what she's doing.
Dame Edith Okowa is ever grateful to God for choosing her as an instrument in reaching out to the very poor and vulnerable in the society. Dame Okowa's adoption of yet another set of quintuplets readily comes to mind. In her kind-heartedness, she has continued to provide the needs of these families, ensuring that they do not lack.
In the history of Delta State, that was the first time the state was having quintuplets, and it happened under this administration. Those children lost their mother. The matter was reported to O5, and Her Excellency went to the hospital, paid all the bills, and took the children. It's not just that they were paid by O5 initiative. Still we speak. The children are already 1 year, and we are pursuing 2 years now, and they are doing very well.
On the occasion of their first birthday, it was amidst joy and gratitude to God, and Dame Edith Okowa made it memorable for them.
The O5 legendary journey has blossomed and continued to make outstanding impact in the lives of Deltans and non-Deltans alike. This is why privileged individuals, corporate and non-governmental organizations, and more importantly, religious bodies have supported this formidable team to bring succor to many that are hurting.
It was on this premise some bigwigs in the business world bought into the O5 program. Fidelity Bank PLC donated over 500 medicated eyeglasses, and in partnership with O5 Initiative, conducted 33 successful surgeries in the state in its medical outreach program tagged Helping Hands Program. The First Lady commended the financial institution for the medical care as part of its corporate social responsibility to the people of Delta State.
My heart went out when I saw a very young lady. I have lost her sight 2 years ago. I want to make a commitment that beyond today's project, Fidelity Bank is going to take it up and ensure that she regains her sight. So we want to thank you very much, Her Excellency, for giving us this great opportunity to reach out to the Delta people. And we're assuring you that we'll continue to do this.
In O5 initiative, we say reaching the world one person at a time. One person is not able to reach the whole world. But if each and every one of us will do our own part, the world will be a better place to live.
Dame Edith Okowa's service to humanity is born out of the desire to advocate for the right of the African child to education, health care, and protection as leaders of tomorrow. She always wants young disadvantaged children to have an equal chance in life. She works tirelessly to promote literacy and education, as well as family values and concern for others.
Mothers, you are the first role model that your daughters know. They are watching what you wear. They are watching how naked you go out in the form of fashion. They are watching the number of men that come visiting you. They are watching the words that come out of your mouth to their father. Don't be so embarrassed when that daughter is not able to remain in the husband's house. It's what she saw you do that she went there to do, and she was sent back.
We'll support you technically on women's economic empowerment for the benefit of girls. On mentorship, because here in the audience I've heard so many distinguished women. If we can bring them here to mentor the younger girls, we'll be able to support their development.
As an advocate of building happy homes and marriages, during this year's World Day of the Family, this coincided with the 6th edition of our Couples Forum annual banquets for families. She was able to reach more families through the broadcast media, as has become the new normal living with COVID-19.
We should build the trust for one another such that your spouse can vouch for you and say, I know my husband. I know my wife, I know what they are doing now. I know he will represent the name of this family.
Learn to appreciate your partner. Stop looking for our errors or his errors. Because the Bible says, for surely there shall be an end, and the expectation of righteous shall not be cut off. If we expecting is to look for error, you 5 minutes.
We are doing a radio and TV program because of the situation we have found ourselves. Ordinarily, we would have loved to gather together, hug ourselves, smile. And I want to believe God that if God has even planned this, because we have been able to reach a larger crowd than we ordinarily would have done.
In the midst of the downturn in the economy and other challenges thrown up by COVID-19 pandemic, the First Lady opened her stores and provided food items to vulnerable families, widows, and the elderly in particular. This is a gesture she has been known for even before her assumption of office as Delta State's First Lady.
I want to say this kind gesture is going to go a long way to assist a lot of people out there because it's not really easy. And I also pray that God's grace will strengthen her to do more.
We want to really say that grace abound upon you, that you continue to grow from grace to grace.
The kind gesture of Her Excellency and His Excellency, it will go a long way. There are people that cannot afford 3 square meals. And this gesture, if you give to them, it will go a very long way in alleviating the sufferings they are passing through right now.
Sensitization and advocacy program on sickle cell has helped a great deal in enlightening the society, especially the carriers. The projects of establishing well-equipped sickle cell clinics in all the local government areas to ensure higher survival rates of people with sickle cell disorder has remained on course. The completion and utilization of Nigeria's second most equipped world-class sickle cell reference center is to her credit. This couldn't have come at a better time.
Sometimes I ask my wife, are you not putting too much pressure on these people? Because every one of those clinics have been established with the money of persons. The majority of them within Delta and a few from our side. And I thank each and every one of them, Senate Bank Chairman and many other persons who have donated generously to create a center that can impact on the lives of people.
The vision of 05, which is that Matthew 25, 35 and 36 came, and we saw that it was God's calling to visit the sick, and we zeroed that into sickle cell, and through that we were able to build about 13 sickle cell clinics in the state, and then we had our referral center, which is a multi-million naira project that is number 2 in Nigeria.
The streak of impact of our milk of human kindness, fondness and affinity with the less privileged has marked her out as a woman of benevolence and rare mother. This uncommon virtue which Dame Edith Okowa, wife of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta States, epitomizes, has continued to stand her out in all her endeavors. She enjoins Deltans not to forget, he that had pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he had given will he pay him again. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17.
We are created for 2 reasons: a relationship with God, our Maker, and a relationship with humanity.
The feedback segment. Question of the day.
So my question now for the government now is, what are the steps that are taken now since they've lifted the ban, the lockdown ban? What are the steps that are taken now to make sure that everybody is being monitored and everybody is still being safe?
Thank you so much, Daniel Nwakobia, for that question. His Excellency Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa is on top of the situation. He's a medical doctor who understands the nature of the public health crisis that we are dealing with, and Deltans shouldn't entertain any fear. We have disease surveillance officers who have received proper training, currently moving from door to door in areas where there have been reported cases to identify the persons of interest in curtailing the spread of COVID-19. We probably have the task force team that are currently manning the borders, and of course the healthcare workers who have been deployed to respective border points. Delta State is effectively curtailing the spread of COVID-19.
It's important to get informed about what is going on in this state. If you're going to pass suggestions to us as government, your suggestions will be welcome. To know more about the Smart Delta team, follow Smart Delta on their various links.
Text your questions to 09016652274 or send with the hashtag AXIT to all our social media platforms.
Come to Delta State, come and see the good things where Okowa they do you better. Run, come to Delta State, come and see the good things where Okowa they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta, make the youth say them higher. Okowa, I see good roads everywhere in Delta, make the people say them cola.